it, and I didn't get, hi Carol, I didn't get a chance to work on it this week. This week has been a challenge. It's been a hard week, but I did work on it a little bit this afternoon, and we'll work on it together and see how far we get. Hi Jolene from Tempe, Arizona. You're not too far. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I'm going to put the camera down and we're going to get started. I just need to see if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. You're seeing that really cute fox, huh? I love him to pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna move the board, would be easier than anything else, and see if that puts you guys more in focus of where I'm gonna be working. Hi Goldie, thanks for joining us. Anaya, thanks for watching. It's down completely. And then after the live was over, I put this Harlequin up here, and I put this piece with a fern print over here, and there was a fern print and butterfly over here. And I really like how that went. But then today I was tearing and arranging pieces on here, and it got too squared and too blocky. And I didn't realize that until I went too far. So I kind of have to like think all of that. And so we'll just take it one piece at a time. And I really like filling in spaces in here with this Harlequin paper. I just think that's really, really cool. I like how that's working out a lot. In fact, I think I need to get some more of it. Let's see. All right, because this piece I already tore off. And that's the thing, you guys, you either want to tear your paper or you want to wet it with a brush. You don't want straight edges. It's bad enough, I think, that it's gotten too square and blocky on me. And I have some really pretty ferns and sunflowers I think I'm going to add to this. So I think I can correct that square blockiness. I'm just trying to figure out how to get this piece of paper in here, and it doesn't necessarily have to, I don't want to cover up this really cool butterfly. Hi Diana. Thanks for joining me, you guys. It's always fun to see who's going to show up. So I said it's been a challenging and hard week, and the reason why it's been a challenging and hard week is on Saturday evening I had to put my dog to sleep, and I've had him for 14 years, and so that's just been completely heartbreaking for me. I've cried so much that when I wake up in the morning, my eyes feel like somebody has poured Elmer's glue in my eyes during the middle of the night. They're all gunky and gross. And hi Kathy, thanks for joining us. Okay, so I'm going to kind of scoot this down, and I'm going to try to work in this piece here, although I wanted something that was going to be more rounded. what happens if I move this one up. And then I've got the ceiling fan blowing in here, and then that creates, it moves the paper all over the place. All right, I'm gonna come around and see it from the direction you guys are seeing it. That might be too much Harlequin. So, it's kind of like putting a jigsaw puzzle together, you guys. So I'm gonna set that over there, and I've got some pieces here. So how are you guys all doing? Hi, Mickey. Hi, Donna. Hi, Mary. Hi, Carol. Oh, that's the piece I tore off, so I don't want that there. So we'll eliminate that one. Okay, this might just work. So let me come around, because I'm trying to soften this up so it's not looking so rectangle and squared off. So I find it the easiest way to trim your paper and get a nice organic trim is just to take your brush and wet it. And then just tear it. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So let me get a popsicle stick to keep the wind from blowing it off. And then this is accomplishing what I was trying to accomplish by softening the edges on here. So I'm going to put this piece of paper down first. More popsicle sticks. So what projects are you guys working on this week? Yes, Mary, I lost my puppy dog. I had to put him down I taught a class all day Saturday, and when I came home, he was disoriented, and he'd gone outside and couldn't find his way back in, and he was dehydrated. He may have had a heat stroke while he was out there. It was just horrible, and I had to take him to the vet, the emergency vet, and have him put to sleep. And it's been a super hard week, I have to say, because I've had him, he was 15 and a half, and I'd had him for 14 years, and he was a good boy, and I've cried buckets and buckets, and I miss him terribly. It's been rough. Okay, so the only straight edge I want on here is this edge on the frame, and I'm going to build a new frame for this because this frame isn't fancy enough for how this is going to look when it's done. So what I like to do, you guys, is I like to put a section of the paper down with the satin top coat, and that's what I'm using for the decoupage, is the satin top coat. And you can use any of the Wise Owl or Dixie Belle top coats to do your decoupage. In fact, that's what I recommend that you do. I know a lot of people still use Modge Podge, but I just always warn people that Modge Podge is not archival. And so if you're working on a project that you want to hold up to the test of time, you should not be using Modge Podge on it, because it is eventually going to age, and it's going to yellow, and it's going to crack. And it's basically Elmer's glue and water is what Modge Podge is. So, you know, you put all of this work into it, you want it to last. And you don't want, you know, 10 years later. And there might be pieces that family members want when you aren't around, and you know, they're going to be really disappointed if whatever you did disintegrates on them. So that's my advice. And so any of the top coats for Dixie Belle or Wise Owl, and I sell both of them, I'm using satin top coat, which is perfectly lovely to decoupage with. And I just do a section at a time. Then I take, do I have you guys in camera? I don't. So let me move you down again. So I take the plastic wrap and just smooth it out with my fingers, and you don't get any wrinkles when you do it like that. Does anybody have any questions? Your sister made coasters and used Modge Podge. Will the same thing happen to those? Yes. I'm sorry to say. I mean, they'll hold up for a while, but like I said, they aren't archival. They're basically glue and water, and over time they're going to crack and yellow. I remember when you made your coasters. How come she used Modge Podge and didn't use Dixie Belle top coat? Micheline, yes, it's Dixie Belle satin top coat. That's what I use for decoupage. You can use any of the Dixie Belle top coats. I'm using the satin. There's a flat, there's a high gloss, which I do not recommend using the high gloss because it's just too thin for decoupage. And when Dixie Belle ever gets gator hide back in, gator hide is good also. And then in the Wise Owl line, using the Wise Owl Varnish is excellent for decoupage. And if you're doing something that might be going outdoors or like on your coasters, I would recommend that you use the Wise Owl Varnish, because that's the equivalent of gator hide, and that would make your project water resistant. Yeah, tell her to quit using Modge Podge. Micheline, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Is that right, Micheline? It's a really pretty name. Yeah, don't use it anymore. I see people using it all the time. And, you know, part of my job is to educate you on what products you can use. And it always just makes me sad when I see people still using Modge Podge for their projects. What's kind of cool about this piece of paper here that I'm putting down, can you guys see the Harlequin here in the background and the Harlequin here in the background? I just love that. These tissues that I'm putting down today are all Roycycled decoupage tissues. She's the queen of decoupage. And this cute fox in the suit, he's a Deborah Bucher design decoupage tissue. I am not the queen of decoupage, at least not decoupage design. I've decoupaged enough to be the queen of decoupage. I love how you can transform something easily and quickly by decoupaging it. Okay, so I got this one piece down, and like I was saying when I first came on, this was getting too squared off and blocky looking, the way I had torn papers and arranged them, and so now I had to rethink what I was doing to correct that. So I've got this piece here, and I had him laid out on here earlier. Let's see, how did I have him laid out? I don't want to cover up, I've got this really cute butterfly here, so I don't want to cover him up. I think this is the way I had it, like this. So let me go over there and see if that's what I did. Like I said, it's kind of like putting a jigsaw puzzle together. Yeah, that's good. And once I get all of these, all of this board decoupaged, then I'm going to take black and brown wax and go in and highlight and shade with the black and brown wax. All right, so now I need to move you guys back up. Sorry. So sorry. This board is so huge. I think it's let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 3 by 3. So it's a really big board. Yeah, that'll help. That spray sealer will help, especially since they're coasters and you know they're going to come in contact with moisture and condensation. So I love this fern over here, so I don't want to cover up all of my fern. So I'm just going to take this and do a little line there and then just pull it away like that. And I'll use this 8 on something else. I'll stick it somewhere else. So I'm going to do it this direction. Okay, I lost, oh, here it is. I'm sorry I'm losing my light bulb. I thought that light bulb was pretty cool too. That's the fun thing about Roycycled's tissues is there is so much going on, always. So I've got it positioned and then I tacked it down. So now I'm going to go back and get the rest of this. So is anybody on here that hasn't ever decoupaged before? If so, let me know, because I would love to tell you everything you need to know about decoupage and help you be successful at it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And the prep for this bulletin board was I painted underneath here on the actual board. I painted it in white. I used Dixie Belle Fluff, the color Fluff. And the reason for that is you want, see how where it's white right there? You want that kind of a background on here so that the colors on your tissue really pop. Because it is tissue and it is thin. It's 18-pound tissue, so it's a good quality tissue. And all of these tissues and many more designs are available on my website. And that's in the link at the beginning of the live. If you go back and look at the description, I have all of that information in my link. So all of these tissues, including this really fun fox in a suit. He's a businessman. Reading the London Times. This is the London Pack Evening Post is what it says. And all of this print on here is all readable. It's like a real newspaper. It's super fun. I love it. Okay, and again, what I'm using is Dixie Belle Satin Top Coat, and I just put, for me, because I decoupage all the time, I just put it in my FIFO bottle. It's easier for me to use. I don't keep any of my paint in FIFO bottles anymore unless they're paints for class, because if I'm not using them frequently, they just get all gummed up in there. But because I do so much decoupaging, and the top coat is what you put, like when you're finishing your furniture and you've finished painting it, and then you want to put a sealer on it, a top coat to protect that finish. You can use satin top coat or varnish for that, depending on what kind of protection you need. If it's something that's going to come in contact with liquids or condensation, I recommend you use the Wise Owl Varnish. And if it's just something that isn't going to come in contact with liquids at any time in its life, then I recommend the Satin Top Coat. And I like using the plastic wrap that takes all the tension off of your fingertips. I'm just making sure you guys can see. It takes all the tension off of your fingertips so that you don't tear the paper. So I should tell you guys, I'm pretty excited. Last week I got scheduled up on the website 2 classes that are online classes. One is painting the sunflower t-shirt and learning how to paint on fabric. That's up, and that's an online class, so no matter where you live, you can just log in and take the class, and you can do it while we're live, or you can catch it on the replay. So if it's scheduled to go live on a time that isn't convenient for you, no worries, you can catch it on the replay for 30 days. If you need more time than that, then you can extend it for an additional 3 months. And I don't remember what I charged for the extra 3 months, but So there's two classes. There's that one, painting the sunflower, and then the other class, what is the other class? Good grief. It's been a hard week, you guys. I'm trying to remember what the other class is. I guess I'll just have to look on the website and see. But then, yesterday, I got scheduled 6 more classes because July is going to be Christmas in July. And so all the classes in July are Christmas classes. There's the Buffalo Christmas tree. There is the wooden Christmas ornament with a mandala stencil. There's a night that's just nothing but ornament make and takes, and some of those will use Would You Bend On and the Posh Pigments. This one is such a big hit. You know, like I painted the tennis shoes a couple of weeks ago, the canvas tennis shoes. Well, a few years ago, I had a request for a class to do Dr. Seuss shoes. And so there's a picture of those on the website, and that class was super popular. And when I posted the finished pictures of people's shoes that year, I mean, people went crazy. Hi, Tammy. Thanks for joining us. So that class is on there. I can't remember all of them, you guys, but there's a bunch of classes on there. So you need to go on and see if there's anything you want to do. And like I said, it's Christmas in July. And there's 6 classes. So far there's 6 classes to choose from. Okay, so let me make sure that you guys are seeing where I'm at. There we go. So I need a piece to go over here in this area. So I'm looking at a piece to decide what I'm going to put there. Hi, Ardell. Oh, looky there. There's my Cooper, my brother. You made it on. Very cool. Okay, so I'm liking this. So I want to round off these edges up here. With the buggy. So I'm gonna just take my brush and I just wet it in the water, and I'm going to just make an irregular tear. And most pieces, honestly, this one's a little more complicated. Just because it's so big. Hey brother, since you're on here, I don't know how long you've been on here, but I wanted to show you one of the things that I started designing my own decoupage tissue. And this fox in a suit on a London newspaper is one of my new decoupage tissues. I really, really love them. And this is a bulletin board, so okay. And I only needed it to come. I like that buggy, so I don't want to get rid of the buggy. So I'm gonna just come on around. I'm just going to come on around this way. So I'm just drawing a line with my paintbrush and then just pulling it. And see, this is helping me. I had too much squared off in here, so this is helping me a lot to fix that squared off problem I was having. And then I'm going to wet underneath here and do some tearing also. Use that piece on something else. So this is what we've got. And I'm liking that. That works for me. Does that work for you guys? If this works for you guys, give me some hearts or some thumbs up. Okay, so I'm going to put this piece down first. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Eileen. This bulletin board's going to look awesome here in my art room. Somebody at Ground Floor Artist, and that's where my shop is, they came in and donated a bunch of art books, and it was so nice because the owner set one of those books aside for me, and it's on collage. And that's basically what this is a collage. Putting all of these papers together. And I had watched, we had a special class just for artists that are working there, not working there, but participate there. I lost all my plastic, you guys. I had 2 pieces of it. Let me see if it blew off over here. Yep, it did. So I got this really cool art book on collage that I've been looking through and studying. Okay, so I did something I shouldn't have done here, you guys, because I was too busy talking, is I also wet the top of it, which isn't horrible, but I should have gotten it smoothed down first before I wet the top of it. I'm going to end up with a few wrinkles in it, but we're just going to embrace the wrinkles. It's not the end of the world. But just so you know, that's not the best thing to do. And I like doing a section at a time like this because it gives me better control over laying that paper down. And I like to start in the middle and just work my way across each side. And if you haven't done decoupage before, paper has elasticity and it will stretch on you, but when it dries, it will settle back down to its original size. It will shrink back up, so don't freak out. And when you also go back and, you know, like when I get this all done, I'm going to go back and put satin top coat over the whole thing to seal it and protect it, and it's going to get all bubbly and wrinkly again, and people just, their heart goes into their throats when they see that. That's perfectly normal, and don't be alarmed by it. It's okay. That's what we expect it to do, because like I said, paper has elasticity in it, and when it gets wet, it stretches, but when it dries, it shrinks back down to its original size. And I can see some places in here that I didn't get. I have a lot of air blowing in here. I have the ceiling fan going. I gave up and turned on my air seat because it was so hot in here. Thought I'm going to be a sweaty mess. Mickeline, thank you so much. Thank you for saying that. I always encourage you guys, you know, if you've watched a video, if you didn't catch it live and you catch it on the replay, go back and mark it, you know, replay, so I know that you watched it. But if you're watching something on a replay and you still have a question and it's not answered for you, you can always send me a message. You can always reach out. That's what I'm here for. And, you know, I want all of you to decoupage. I want all of you to paint your furniture. I want all of you to use your transfers. I want all of you to be successful. And in today's economy, you guys, looking at the furniture that you have and thinking about how you can change it and update it is far less expensive than going out and buying new furniture. It's great for doing your kids' bedrooms, their furniture. This paint is VOC free. There's no chemicals in it, so you can paint inside the house. It's not toxic. It's safe for your kids. safe for you. And you can pick furniture up for free or cheap on Marketplace. I gave away a chair that was in here in this room, and when I decided I was moving everything in here, my daughter came over and helped me sort through everything, and one of the things I had to get rid of was a chair that had been my mom's, and that was really hard for me. It wasn't a chair that I had room for, but because it was my mom's, that was just hard. And so I posted it on Marketplace for free, and it just turned out that the girl that wanted the chair was a missionary, and they had just relocated to Peoria, and they had no furniture, and she really wanted that chair badly. And I told her that she couldn't get here till late in the day, and I told her, well, I'd had a lot of people wanting that chair, and she just assured me that she would be here. And she did, and the reason why she wanted that chair was that her mother had had a chair like that. And it made me feel so good that that chair went to somebody that had the same sentimental feelings for that chair that I had. So I thought that was cool. But, you know, people, getting back to Marketplace, people have furniture on there for really reasonable prices most of the time. And refinishing your furniture is just fun. And if you learn to decoupage it, that just ups your game. I'm a retailer for Roycycled Decoupage. And like I said, I started my own line, and I think I have about 20 tissues now. Okay, that looks good. And we'll go back to this piece because I love this piece with the fern on it. So, I'm very happy with the way this is turning out. And last week I told everybody that I'm going to rebuild a frame for this. I'll probably go to Home Depot, or I'm going to go to the Habitat first, because they have trim, you know, like for your baseboard trims and stuff, and that's really good to use when you're wanting to make a picture frame. And so I'll see if I can get some cheap at the Habitat before I have to buy it at Home Depot. But I'm going to reframe this and put a wider frame on it, maybe a 2-inch frame going around it. And if you guys saw my bird on the wire project that was a few weeks ago, you can go back and look for it if you're interested. I loved the technique that I used on that. It was a texture technique with a lot of texture on it, and it had a lot of metallics in it, copper metallics. It's really pretty, and that's the technique I want to do for the frame on here. And I was so excited because my bird on the wire is hanging in the gallery, the art gallery, right at the door when you walk in at ground floor artists, and I was so excited, and I've had lots of positive feedback about it, so that's been really fun. If you guys don't know where my shop is, I'm at Ground Floor Artist and Surprise, and there are 39 working artists there. And if you come in, if you can walk around the gallery, you can walk around all the booths where the artists are working. If they happen to be there working, you're welcome to ask them questions about what they're working on. They have their work there for sale. You know, there's every kind of art you can even think of: pottery, glass, jewelry, bookbinding, collage. It's a really, really cool place. And so I tell people all the time, even if you're not coming to see me, you should just come. It's an experience. And you really should come for Christmas in July. And the Christmas tree is a wooden Christmas tree. It's a nice size one. And it's with a buffalo check, and you can do it in whatever kind of check you want. All your paint and everything's included in the price. So you can do the red and black, or you can do green and white, or red and white, whatever you want. But if you've never done buffalo check, it looks like it's simple, but there's a trick to doing buffalo check. So if you haven't done it, this would be the class. You get, we'll do it in the class, but you get written instructions to take it home so that if you want to do it again, because there is a trick, and you miss one step and then you have blown your buffalo check. It is no more a buffalo check. Just saying. And I think my daughter said today there's only 222 more shopping days till Christmas. So, you know, it's never too early to get a head start. So, Nicola, yes, I use, it's just saran wrap. It's just cling-on saran wrap. And by wrapping it around my finger like this, that takes the tension off of my fingertips, which, you know, you've got a lot of texture on your fingertips, and that just allows me to smooth out the tissue, smooth out the wrinkles without tearing the tissue. It's just a trick. You can use a Ziploc bag, plastic bag, a trash bag. Doesn't matter what kind it is, as long as it's plastic. Perfect. Isn't that pretty how this tissue just blends into this one, and you hardly even realize that that was two separate tissues. I really love it. Yes, Christmas is just around the corner. That's why I'm saying go on my website. If you're here locally, go on my website and check out the classes. There's some really cool classes. And there's a Christmas class that I taught last year that is the patina Christmas tree on a galvanized tree, and those trees are available. I checked, and they're available at Amazon, and that's an online class, so even if you aren't here locally, you can still be doing Christmas in July. All right, you guys, I am so happy with how this all came together, because before I started, when I had everything too squared off, I was like, uh-oh, that's not gonna work. So I'm super happy about that, you guys. So I'm not gonna get as far as I had hoped today, but I wanna show you. I'm gonna go get it, hang on, don't go away. This is one of my favorite transfers from Prima Redesign. I'm a sucker for sunflowers, and I'm going to use one of these. I'm thinking that I may use, I think this is a bluebell. I may use the bluebell. I'm waiting for the camera to catch up. There it is. Or is this sheet, this is one of my favorite transfers, and this is by redesigned by Prima, which I'm a retailer for them. But I think for sure I'm going to use this sunflower on here. And I don't know yet where. Are you seeing it? Yep, there it is. Gail, you love sunflowers too? That's the state flower for Kansas, and I was born in Kansas. I don't know why I love sunflowers, but I can't tell you how many times I've used them. But I can't do it until I'm completely done decoupaging. But I just wanted to show you where I'm going with this. So I'm thinking, I don't know, this could change 1,000 times by the time I'm done. But I'm thinking up here, maybe in this corner, just this sunflower. See, you guys can see double. Thanks, Mike. It was good to see you on here. Love you, brother. So you guys, isn't it cool? Isn't it cool just to have that bright, surprising pop of color on here? So that's where I'm at. I think we're at a good stopping point for this evening. You guys, let me just go back and see if there's any questions that I missed. Yeah, Micheline, I love the pop of color too. And I just think this is a really fun board. There's lots of things on this board that I really love. I love the Harlequin here and there and not everywhere. I love the fox. I've been super excited about him since I designed him. And you know, there's that song, that pop song, What Did the Fox Say? So that's what I need to call him, is What Did the Fox Say, instead of Fox in a Suit. Hi, Melissa. So you guys, if you don't have any more questions, then I think we're done for this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. If you do have a question, and I skipped over it or didn't see it, I'll go back and review the comments later this evening and I will answer it. You can always message me Let me just pull the camera back up here. I'm going to walk around. There we go. Micheline. Is that French? Micheline. I will do my best to remember that, and thanks for correcting it. So you guys, you have a wonderful evening, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Go check out the events, the classes on my website, and get signed up for Christmas classes. Yes, the satin top coat and the varnish are available. Hi, Gail. At my booth or online, either one, whatever is most convenient for you. If you're close enough to come to my booth, that would be so exciting. And if you're coming, let me know and I'll meet you there. Okay, you guys, have a great night. Bye.